What if I told you that one man's existence altered the course of an entire nation, leaving scars that are still visible today? Imagine a world where Pablo Escobar, the infamous drug lord, never existed. How different would Colombia be? How would the global drug trade have evolved? And what ripple effects would we see across the world today? In this video, we will delve into the alternate reality of a world without Pablo Escobar, exploring the socio-economic, political, and cultural impacts of his absence. Stay with us as we uncover the myriad ways this single man's non-existence could have transformed Colombia and beyond. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1st, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia. From a young age, he was drawn to a life of crime, starting with petty theft and smuggling. But what if young Pablo had taken a different path? What if he had pursued a legitimate career? Or if circumstances had prevented him from rising to power? Without Escobar, the Medellin cartel would likely have never achieved its infamous status, and the dynamics of the drug trade in Colombia would have been vastly different. In the absence of Escobar, Colombia's drug trade might have evolved in a more fragmented manner. The power vacuum left by his absence would have likely led to smaller, less centralized criminal organizations. While the drug trade might not have disappeared entirely, its structure would have been less monolithic and perhaps less capable of exerting control over large swaths of territory and government officials. One of the most significant impacts of Escobar's non-existence would be the reduction in violence and corruption that plagued Colombia during his reign. Escobar's ruthless tactics, including bombings, assassinations, and bribery, left a trail of destruction. Without him, Colombia might have experienced a more stable and less violent period in its history, potentially fostering better economic growth and social development. Escobar's corruption extended to the highest levels of government and law enforcement. His ability to buy off officials undermined the integrity of Colombia's institutions. In a world without Escobar, the government might have been better equipped to combat smaller criminal enterprises, leading to stronger rule of law and more effective governance. This could have set a precedent for political stability and reduced the culture of corruption that took root during his era. Globally, Escobar's absence would have altered the international drug trade landscape. The United States' war on drugs, heavily focused on Colombia during Escobar's peak, might have taken a different direction. Resources could have been allocated differently, potentially focusing on other regions or strategies. This could have led to varying degrees of success in curbing drug trafficking and usage around the world.
Without Escobar's dominance, other drug-producing regions, particularly Mexico, might have risen to prominence sooner. Mexican cartels, already powerful, could have expanded their influence more rapidly, leading to earlier and possibly even more severe cartel violence in Mexico. This shift in power dynamics would have had significant implications for the United States, Central America, and beyond.
Escobar's Medellin cartel was notorious for flooding the United States, particularly Miami, with cocaine. The influx of drugs brought immense wealth, but also rampant crime and violence. In a world without Escobar, Miami's history might have been markedly different. While the drug trade would still exist, the scale and impact on the city could have been less catastrophic, possibly leading to a different trajectory in its development and reputation. The fear and instability brought by Escobar's reign deterred tourism in Colombia for decades. Without his influence, Colombia's beautiful landscapes, rich culture, and vibrant cities could have attracted more tourists, boosting the economy and fostering a more positive international image. The stigma associated with Colombia as a dangerous, drug-infested nation might have been significantly reduced. Education and social programs also suffered under the shadow of Escobar's influence. The resources diverted to fighting his empire could have been used to improve schools, healthcare, and infrastructure. In a world without Escobar, Colombia might have made greater strides in these areas, contributing to a more educated and prosperous population. In the 1980s, while the world was witnessing the rise of Escobar, Colombia's legitimate economic sectors struggled under the weight of narco-terrorism. Without Escobar, these sectors might have flourished. Small businesses could have thrived without the fear of extortion or violence. The agricultural sector, often manipulated and disrupted by the drug trade, might have expanded its reach, increasing Colombia's exports of coffee, flowers, and other goods. This economic stability could have attracted more foreign investors, creating jobs and reducing poverty. The stability in the business environment would have encouraged entrepreneurship and innovation, propelling Colombia towards becoming a significant player in the global market. Environmental impact is another critical aspect to consider. The drug trade has often led to deforestation and environmental degradation, as vast areas of land were cleared for coca cultivation. In a world without Escobar, these areas might have been preserved, allowing Colombia to maintain its rich biodiversity. Conservation efforts could have been prioritized, ensuring the protection of the Amazon rainforest and other vital ecosystems. The absence of drug-related deforestation could have had significant positive effects on global climate change efforts, preserving the lungs of the earth and maintaining the delicate ecological balance imbalance. The media landscape in Colombia was severely impacted by Escobar's reign. Journalists who dared to report on his activities faced threats, and many were assassinated. Without Escobar, the press would have enjoyed greater freedom and safety, potentially leading to more robust and investigative journalism. A free press is essential for a healthy democracy, providing citizens with the information they need to make informed decisions and hold those in power accountable. In this alternate reality, Colombian journalism might have flourished, contributing to a more transparent and informed society. The judicial system, too, would have seen significant changes. Escobar's influence reached into the courts, where judges were bribed or threatened. In a world without him, the judiciary might have been stronger and more independent. Fair and transparent legal proceedings could have ensured justice for victims of crime and reinforced the rule of law. This would have bolstered public confidence in the legal system, making it more likely for citizens to seek legal resolutions rather than resorting to vigilante justice or corruption. Community development programs would have also taken a different trajectory. Resources funneled into combating Escobar's empire could have been used to develop social programs aimed at poverty reduction, education, and healthcare. Community centers, youth programs, and social services could have thrived, providing support and opportunities for at-risk populations. These programs would have played a crucial role in preventing the recruitment of young people into criminal activities, fostering a generation focused on positive contributions to society. The ripple effects of Escobar's absence would extend beyond Colombia's borders. Latin American countries, often entangled in the drug trade, might have experienced different trajectories as well. Regional cooperation on economic and social initiatives could have been strengthened, leading to a more integrated and stable Latin America. The focus could have shifted from combating drug cartels to fostering economic development, regional trade, and social progress. This could have positioned Latin America as a stronger player on the global stage, with enhanced stability and prosperity. In this alternate history, Colombia's technological and infrastructural development might have accelerated. Investments in infrastructure, technology, and innovation could have transformed Colombia into a modern and progressive nation. The absence of narco-terrorism would have allowed for uninterrupted development projects, improving transportation, communication, and energy infrastructure. This progress would have attracted tech companies and startups, positioning Colombia as a hub for innovation and technological advancement. The tech industry in Colombia could have seen a significant boom. Without the instability caused by drug violence, tech entrepreneurs and investors would find a more conducive environment for innovation and growth. Tech hubs and incubators could have sprung up in cities like Bogota and Medellin, attracting talent and investment from around the world. This could position Colombia as a leading tech innovator in Latin America, creating jobs and driving economic growth. Ultimately, a world without Pablo Escobar would likely be one with less violence, corruption, and international scrutiny for Colombia. The country would have faced its challenges, no doubt, but the absence of such a powerful and destructive figure might have allowed for more organic and positive growth. The legacy of Escobar is a stark reminder of how one individual can shape the fate of a nation, but it also underscores the resilience and potential for recovery and progress. As we reflect on this alternate history, it's important to remember that the real world is shaped by countless factors and individuals. While we can only speculate about what might have been, the story of Pablo Escobar serves as a poignant lesson in the impact of power, crime, and resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's what-ifs. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.